Hey everyone, Darren Benton here at Performance Motor Coaches. Really loud, we're along the highway. It's a beautiful, almost fall day out in West Texas. We're back in West Texas. Strangely enough, came for a lot of great reasons. We're almost finished with our addition here. We're still waiting on the sign, but the addition's almost complete. For people that have seen us, it's nice to be inside out in West Texas when the dirt gets blowing. Be nice to be inside right now so you could actually hear me over all the traffic. But anyway, this is a follow-up video of coach number 2500. This is a sold Showhauler. I think we did this video 2 or 3 weeks ago. A lot of the stuff on the exterior. Like I said, a follow-up video. So you can see up front we did the Hurd 300 grill guard. Went ahead and powder coated it. Hurd does not offer this grill guard in a powder coated. So essentially we buy this in a matte finish and then have it powder coated out here in West Texas. Nice good look to it, lots of protection out front as well. Like to have this additional protection right here. We used some of the X guards in the past. They've just kind of proven to be a little bit of a disappointment. So we really like the Hurd grill guard. Seems to be a little bit more robust, better looking, better styling as well. And we do have a little bit more protection in the middle section of the coach. Does have 360 cams on it, so you have cameras all the way around. We added a dash camera up there, you can see. Did full ceramic window tint on it. We did these little vent visors there. We did the American Racing satin wheels. Did a full blackout package, all the Freightliner, and then you can see we took it a step further by doing all this. So the Trimark controller, I mean, we did anything you could possibly think of. Exhaust, the mud flap out back, so a lot of different stuff on this coach has the full blackout package. Really like the way it kind of tied in. Initially I was a little torn on keeping it with all of the stainless and polished aluminum, but I really think the black really brought it all out because of a lot of the different amenities on the exterior of it. But really pretty happy with the way all the colors turned out. There's not many things that you could possibly put on a show that this coach doesn't have. A lot of this stuff is from the factory. The ladder here, the vertical tail lights. A lot of it, like I said, has been added. So the mud flap, obviously. We do a little bit different hitch setup there. Change these up. Need to make sure we order some of those appropriately instead of I really don't like traditional labels. That's something we'll get changed up a little bit just to kind of clean up the inside of the wet bay here. But we do have the macerator pump. We do have an outdoor heated cooled outdoor shower. The truck chassis world hasn't been big on the heated cooled water. To me it kind of makes sense. I don't want to take a cold shower. So Showhauler does things a little bit differently whenever it comes to their electrical. I am a big fan of this. So essentially you have all of your breakers right here that basically service the coach and the inverters rather than taking all that wire all the way inside the coach and then bringing it back outside. So it just eliminates some wire runs, cleans things up a little bit easier to diagnose if you do have any kind of electrical problems. The powder coat on the exhaust tips and the generator as well. So this has this has essentially 2 dump stations because this services the front bath, that services the rear bath. It's a bath and a half, but we have 288 gallons of wastewater on board here, which is pretty insane for a coach. 12.5 Onan generator, nice place mid-coach. You don't have to worry about it tucking in so much dirt right back behind the axle. Same goes for any type of inclement weather, whether it's raining, just keeps the generator a lot cleaner. So the Multi-Plus 2 with the 3000 watt inverter is a 50 amp pass-through. Nice setup to be able to utilize so many different functions and features. For the most part, you don't need 6,000 watts. So that's the reason why we do a lot of the Multi-Plus 2s. Allows you to not run out of power, but you really don't need to invert that much. So for the 270 amp hour lithium batteries, this coach did get a ceramic coat. Happy to report that they do the top of the baggage doors as well. That drove me nuts that they wouldn't do that. So if we coated your coach in the past and it's not nice and shiny up here, come back and see us. We'll do it for free. Still need to add one more. Yeah, well, actually, no, there is one on the bottom. All right, we're good. Just little things my eyes see at times. 120 gallons of or 120 gallons of fuel on board. I'll do all this stuff and get out of all the noise. So these are turning pedestals. We did add the heat function to those guys so that you can see that little aftermarket switch there to the right. But most comfortable seat, in my opinion. 360 monitor overhead. I'll open a few of these and then we'll go inside. Basically, a space reserved for an outdoor cooler. We generally do 110 outlets in every single baggage compartment. This does have a connection, be able to do 2 cameras on the back of the coach. I need to get that cleaned up a little bit. And then additional, that's nice right there because it's a little bit deeper tray, so it will come all the way out. I think you could take that all the way out and probably step on the other side of the cooler. So one thing I forgot, check out this, kids. We do have a onboard power washer. So a 100-gallon water tank. We went ahead and did the hot and cold there on the left-hand side. So nice setup to be able to wash off car, bike, anything like that. Hydronic heater there. Let's step inside. Outdoor TV. I think we did a outdoor TV with a, man, this is nice and smooth. Sides of this too. Your hands almost slips off of it. Come on in, I'll get the door. So this is very similar to the interior we did on the 2024 Hershey RV show as far as the colors. So essentially this is a white paint. We do have a white stain that has toned down a little bit. We're going to try that in the future, some future coaches that are coming, but I'm really happy with the way all the colors turned out on that coach. We wanted to kind of mimic that. Of course, customer liked it as well, but really liked the layout of everything. A lot of people ask, okay, why don't you do a lot of kitchen slides? So with Showhauler, it seems like we're trying to fit 10 pounds of crap in a 5-pound bucket. So, okay, can we do this in a slide? If you'll notice how much trim it takes to build a slide on each side, take up a lot of things. So the overhead cabinets, all those things much get smaller. So imagine taking and putting this into a slide. The interior of the slide would be this big, cabinets would be this tall. So just not something that's very feasible. There again, we could take room out of the kitchen, but and it's nice to have this openness while you drive it up and down the road. So that's one thing that I like. You know, I look back and I can see how open it is. If there was a slide, imagine this being kind of sucked in right here. So that's why we do a lot of coaches without a slide being right here. It just seems so much more open. Like I said, we have monstrous amount of room to be able to put TVs, cabinets, lots of different things. We've done a lot of coaches where we've done TV on the wall and then a window underneath without having to do televators, without doing any slides at all. So all Villa furniture. This is just a jackknife right here that is a full flip over couch there. The idea there is just to be able to have several different sleeping areas. Do have the Villa theater seats, and then we do have, they are a massaging seat as well. Little controllers there. For simplicity, the customer spent a lot of time kind of watching different YouTube videos of different people. So you'll see a lot of Showhaulers built with a framed glass. Nice thing about the framed glass is it opens. Get a lot of cross breeze there. Less things to potentially break. You know, the frameless are a bonded window. Out here in West Texas where it's really hot, we see those things fail quite a bit, so it's nice to be able to have these opening windows, get you a lot of cross breeze, and just the reliability of being a framed piece of glass. Pieces of glass. They are dual paned. This coach is spray foam, wall, ceiling, so a lot of different things that are much different than the other coaches that are out there on the market. But polished tile floor, one of the few manufacturers that we deal with that do offer the polished floors. We've done it a few times on Renegades, it's just not as prevalent. But easy cab entry as well if you want to kind of peer inside the cab. Shored that up a little bit with a little L bracket because they were moving around just a tad. But nice setup right here. Of course, we do have, this is part of the lane, or not the lane departure, but part of the blind spot monitoring. Of course, I've got a ton of videos all about the driving on these Cascadias. Did the nice molded floor liners, moved this guy down over here, and then so essentially that's your wired CarPlay. That's normally right back behind there. Just be able to bring that down on the dash instead of having it up on the dash. We see some customers that put a ton of dash mounted stuff up there. Makes me a little anxious. Just saying, kids. So let's flip flop around. Plenty of room here in the galley. Ton of storage here, lots of rooms, all dovetail. They're all soft close as well. Residential style fridge. A little bit different backsplash than what we previously did. I think it gives a nice look to it. These are all just standard hardware that Showhauler typically has as an option in black. So a little cabinet right there. Nice size bunk beds right here. These are big kid approved, so a fair amount of room in those. You do have those to be able to take a section off. Mid coach, we just did a combo washer dryer. You know, the nice thing about the combo is you can set it and walk off. It does your washing and your drying while you're away. So there again, just kind of a matter of preference there. Half bath here. I'm going to run your slide outs out. I'm cheating, so I'm running all the slides out at once. So the override, we're able to get Showhauler to do an override instead of relying solely on the Firefly to run the slide outs out. Just something handy to have in case you do have some failure within the Firefly system. Well, they're all out. Here we are. So they changed to like a soft close on your hinges as well. Magnets instead of the old school little catches. Did you notice that, Shamali?
Very nice.
We'll go through and mount any of the towel bars for the customer. I hate to have those things set in stone prior to. Did we do a central vac in this one? Central vac, kids. Did a 66-inch wide bed here, which is equivalent to like 6 inches wider than a standard home queen, which I think it gives you a fair amount of room. Nice to be able to get in here and make the bed go over the edges and not be really squished in here. So it's kind of my optimal size. You could do a 72, but man, 3 inches out of here gets really tight. Slide has to change. A lot of different things have to change, so kind of keep that in mind. Talk about the closet. Really been pushing for the drawers right here, so we have been able to get the drawers here. And then we do this flip up here. A lot of room for a lot of stuff. Do have 110 in there, so if you needed to add some sort of a like a back charge or anything like that, can be done. Cedar lined. How big this entryway is. Pretty nice. 150 gallons of fresh water below the bed, and like I said, the auxiliary 100-gallon water tank below the coach itself. Did all, we didn't do black Sluter, but we did everything else in black. So there again, big kid approved. Get this thing tightened up a little bit, but 2 little shower insets there. You do have the hand spray to be able to accommodate a kid or something like that. Even a dog. Maybe just my feet. Wash my feet. Regular manual flushing toilet here as opposed to a macerator. Nice to have a window there, away with the neighbors. And then of course we have max airs in your kitchen and all your bathroom areas. But really like the way everything turned out color-wise, inside and out. Glad to see the blackout package with the paint job on the exterior. I think it really turned out really well. You'll see this guy on the road. He'll probably be at Sturgis next year. Came from the Class A world. He told me he's never waited so long for anything his entire life. So appreciate the Redmonds waiting on Showhauler and us to be able to deliver their new coach. They'll hang out here with us for a few days going over things. We'll try to keep any of the camaraderie and beer drinking down to minimum. We're here to work, but always appreciate the customers coming out. We got 2 customers here. Actually, we have 4 customers here. It's a regular RV park, Wolfworth, Texas. 1 customer dropping off the brand new coach. It's really cool. It's that Manuel Kenworth coach. The coach is a service, so there's always lots of things to do and see here. We'll be really happy once this gets up and going. Traditionally, we've had everything stored in the very back. Gets them really tight. It makes it a little awkward when people come up out of nowhere to look at things because we're like, well, let me walk you through this. We'll be able to have them slides open all the way through. We'll move our deliveries from the main shop to this facility right here. We're pretty darn excited about that. Just kind of changes the look of the dealership as well. We'll have lights on. A lot of people out in West Texas don't even know we're here. It's crazy. We probably sell maybe 10-20% tops within the state of Texas. Everything else is great distance, but hopefully that'll kind of bring some more customers in our local area. They don't even know we exist, and then of course be able to see those things at night. We keep it all lit up at night, inside and out. But we'll be back in Indiana. I think we got 3 more coaches ready next week. Seems pretty crazy. When I say we're not busy, we're always busy. We'll do another video. We'll kind of do a shop walkthrough here in the next day or so. We got a ton of videos we shot right before we left Indiana, kind of loading those as time progresses. Didn't want to dump them all at once, but great to see these things. I tell you what, as hard as I am on, regardless of whether it's Showhauler or Renegade, walking through some of the new manufacturers of the Super Season, the Cascadias, kind of have to count your blessings and supposedly go, I guess, don't complain about too many things because it can always get worse. So great product to be had, great resale. We get these units, very minor little things to have to go through, but hopefully this customer is happy with everything we've done for him inside and out. Floor plan, he'll have his grandkids out on the road before you know it. Hopefully gets out there and gets to use his coach far more than he's ever done in the past. Always appreciate you guys watching these videos. Make sure you guys like, tag, and subscribe.